Hello, everyone. This is Waning Moonlight, and I like fighting games. If you haven't seen my channel before, I post shorts all the time about them. And now these weapons, called the Bone Fist, turn your From Software sword and shield game into basically a fighting game with its moveset. From kicks and knees to a Hadouken, that's just straight up what it turns out to be. So, we're going to see if we can beat this game on New Game Plus with the two Bone Fist weapons. Now, if you had checked before, they're not both actually fully leveled up. One's +4, one's +2. And that's just because I thought it would be a little more fun. I could go have them both +5, have enough bonfire aesthetics to farm the rotten 20,000 times, and then call the run done. But, I like that a little bit of challenge. So, there's a few other things we gotta do in this run. We'll get to that when we get there. But our first objective is souls. We need to open the Shrine of Winter. However, I'm not beating all 4 Lord souls. I know I just said something about fighting the Rotten 20,000 times, but we'll talk about why we're not doing all the Lord souls later. But for money, we're heading over here. And it's honestly a really long run to get to this boss if you've never really thought about it. But it's perfect for an intro. And actually, speaking of intros, the guy didn't fall down. And with him still standing up, that means we can test our weapons against an actual boss. In which case, this actually was almost reassuring in a way. Because actually, they're not too bad. They're doing decent chunks of damage. Now, these weapons actually have S-scale scaling in strength. However, my strength right now is only at 30 because it needed 30 or it needed 45 dexterity to dual wield these. And then I didn't have any strength left over to really power scale strength. So this is actually pretty underpowered for what we're going to be doing this run. And with the Dragon Rider easily dead, we gotta, of course, take on our friend here for the key she holds. I could pay her money, however, she's annoying and will try and kill us if you don't know later. So, I do what any man wearing a wife beater would do and just punch this woman. Takes a little bit, but you can kind of keep her stun locked, but I kind of messed that up. And so the regular combos weren't really doing it until I pushed her off the ledge. And that's when I said to go for the heavy attack, which pushed her off. But I forgot if I hit it again, it means I jump off after her. So, first death of the run, but we still get our key, and that means we can keep moving. Off to a good start. Then I go to, of course, I always fight the Pursuer early here, just because it makes the run to the Lost Bastille easier, but then I got knocked off, which has not happened in the last however many runs I've done. So, well, no early Pursuer, and that means we're going on to the last giant. And this actually goes not as clean as I would have liked it. Fighting the giant enemies kind of sucks because, their foot, the only thing I can really hit, has a giant AoE around it. So, or when he steps down, which means, it's kind of easy for him to hit me. But anyways, I want to talk a little bit more about the Hadouken move. It's a projectile that does, magic damage, has a giant explosion. And one goal for this run is to try and beat one boss using only that move. I ain't doing the first boss, obviously, but, just to have it done. And then next we have the Pursuer in his legal arena, where he wants to be. And it's actually extraordinarily easy. Just melting him down with these punches. These gloves are actually a lot better than I expected them to be. I thought this run would take forever to get out. But honestly, I spent more time procrastinating, editing it together than it took me to do the run. Anyways, we're off to the last Bastille, fighting the ruined sentinels. And I mean, just a few punches and I'm breaking their ankles. Like, they did not have any sort of good fight to do. Even when there was 2v1, I just blasted them from a range. Then I cleared out these boxes, and what I think was probably the coolest way to do it, beat up this guy who dared to attack me. And here we're going to talk about, once again, like I said, why we're not doing all 4 Lord Souls. If people have watched a run, any speed run of this game or whatever, if they're going to fight Lord Souls, they're going to be doing the Rotten. And that's because when it comes to using the bonfire aesthetic, each boss, something will change that makes it worse. Now, the last sinner at first seems perfectly fine. I mean, or let me rephrase, not fine, but seems normal. You know, she jumps down, we jump in, we exchange blows. But the Lost Sinner, I don't know about you guys, I always find she has a wonky hitbox, like a majority of the time with her swings. A lot of people complain about Dark Souls 2 hitboxes, but for me, that's never been an issue too bad. But then on New Game Plus, she also gets these pyromancers in her room, which are not fun when you're trying to fight a boss, dealing with 3 enemies now instead of just 1 or 2. And yeah, their HP isn't too bad if they did it like the Looking Glass Knight, where when the Looking Glass Knight summons people, he de-aggroes, but he calms down a bit. The Lost Sinner does not. But I just wanted to show that, and instead we're hitting over this way because I just wanted to do something new. And I accidentally fell down here. I had no idea what to expect. There was a giant basilisk, Ricard's rapier. It was a weird experience. We're not going to talk about it. Instead, talk about the Skeleton Lord. Skeleton Lords were a bit, I wouldn't say a bit of an issue, because, I mean, I can destroy a skeleton in 1 to 3 punches, but it's the sheer number. Now, the heavy move looks like it does an AoE all around him, but its range is really weird. It looks like it only actually activates for who's in front of me. If it only activates for who's in front of me, then it's actually not really good when I'm surrounded by guys. But either way, we take down the last of these guys, and of course, what's left is the bone wheels. And I did not consider this. Usually, when I fight the bone wheels, I have a giant sword to knock them down before they're even in range to hit me. But then they just start comboing me. And I threw the match last second. But either way, despite the difficulties of the first attempt, I punched him down the second. And then we're on to this thing. Now, though we do good damage, I never realized he's got actually kind of a decent HP pool. However, it doesn't really matter if you can just kind of barrage him with punches like this. And to note, for this run, I really stick to doing the right bumper attack instead of like the 2-handed move. And that's just because the right one had more durability. But anyways, Mitha, this little snake woman, I'm going to call her, just because I don't know, because I feel like it, snake woman. I was also a little nervous about because these gloves, the projectile does magic damage. And the scaling for this weapon is so weird. Because like the base damage is like 4, but it does like 300 scaling. So I was like, okay, I don't know if it does anything magical, and she kind of does magic, so I don't know if that would come into play. It didn't. I just punched this headless woman, and that was it. Then that means we're running up to the Iron Keep. Now, throughout this run, I have been picking up bonfire aesthetics. At this point, I'm at 7, which means to fully grind out the rotten, I just need to feel secure, I just wanted 1 to 2 more. Because obviously I could be rocking any better armor, but I've been sticking with this armor just because it reminds me of my favorite outfit to use in from Ken in Street Fighter, kind of like black gi. But either way, the last three we need are right across this path. And with a little bit of fire resistance, we got it easy. Okay, look, all right, I'll be honest, that took me like 40 minutes because I just forgot the jumping patterns. But after that, it's extermination time, and we're getting rid of some rats. Now, luckily, these have some pretty good uh status build-up resistance. I think that's kind of the play they try to do with like ropes, like bad physical, good magic and stuff. You know, it works. And I mean, these guys aren't typically tough. But usually most of my dealings with them was basically a trade hit. I would punch them, they would bite me, you know, which is why I tried to use the projectile a little bit. It kind of worked, kind of didn't. Yeah. But either way, I drop kicked a rat, beat up its friends. You know how it goes. And they all left me alone for whatever reason. And then I found this bonfire I had never been to before. I had no clue where it was. But it's on the other side of the ladders that bring you down to the Rotten Arena. So, who knew? You learned something new. And then it's Rotten time. Now, the Rotten, as of late, I'm growing a little tired of fighting him. It's literally just him over and over and over again for every run. So, for my next Dark Souls 2 challenge run, I'm going to let you, yes, you, the people, decide. For my next run, should I fight the Rotten once again, spam him out? Should I do all 4 Lord Souls? Or should I pick a different boss and just grind them out? Leave a comment down below, and whatever one, you can give reasoning or you can just say, do this boss, whatever you want. And whatever answer gets either the most likes or gives a reason I find the funniest, I'll do that. And yeah, Rotten sucks. But by we, I mean me, but we grind them out. I think it was like 8 or 9 times. Honestly, you know, they really all blend together. Eventually I put on the hat, just for a little extra. And then boom, we're in the big town, big castle. And these guys, I don't know if it was because they're weaker or maybe just the weapon is just stronger now, but they were butter compared to my hot iron fist. Just got melted. I was worried about the duo a little bit, but yeah, I should not have been. Look at how quickly that man went down. This was, I won't even say a joke, because the only punchline is how often I'm hitting them. But either way, one was quickly blasted down, and it was just me and Big Red. And he tries the turtle, he tries the shell, and one thing I noticed is you can still do damage, physical damage, when they have a shield up, but when you get their shield itself, like as a boss weapon, has 100% physical block. That's just something I found interesting in my last run. Either way, I pick up this random item because I felt like it, and Looking Glass Knight. Of course, I don't know why I thought he would miss. He never misses his jump. And let's see this damage. And okay, that's pretty good. For just I basically just get to stand there and wail on him. I'll definitely take it. Now, in the last few runs, you know, the shield can block a weapon. It can bounce off. It gets annoying. But what's gonna bounce, you know, the bone fist, you know? Because that's like so close range, it has no chance of happening. And then he tries to summon his friend, which means I just wailed on him. Killed his friend, you know, as any normal person would do. And then killed him. Yeah. Which means the Shrine of Amana. And before that, oh, accidentally put a clip in the wrong order. Well, this is for after we defeat Velstadt, so remember this for later. But after Velstadt, I go on +5 the weapons. But we're gonna show Velstadt later. I'm just bad at editing. Then we got this guy right here. I kick him off the ledge, and I thought that was so freaking funny. Now, through the Shrine of Amana, I just used the Joestar secret technique and just ran for my life. put on the ring to give me a little bit more durability, just because these guys will degrade your weapons and stuff. And just shot them from a distance, really effective stuff. A little repair powder, because that Kamehameha, as I'm going to call it right now, actually takes a lot of durability from your weapon too. Not as much. Better than some weapons, like the Burnt Ivory King, when you two-hand it, that laser effect takes a lot of durability. It doesn't really do the same for these, but it's a decent enough that I keep note of it and try and do it as little as possible. But the Demon of Song, everyone's favorite boss fight, actually made me switch up my moveset. Now, for the right bumper, part of the moveset is a punch, knee, then punch again. However, the little flab on the Demon of Song actually makes my weapon bounce. And then that throws off my groove, which ain't cool, dude. So, I switched to the left bumper, which still has a low jab, but before then, it has like 4 quick punches, which, that's more hits. And the damage adds up to be better. So that I kind of use it for this fight. So I dodge around as best as I can. He gets a really, I've not actually really seen him open his face that fast, but, it's whatever. Punch him some more, dodge some more, and get absolutely one shot. Well, I kill him eventually and move on to the actual best boss fight in the game, Velstadt. Now, his second phase was a bit of a worrier, increasing his defenses and damage output. That's always a thing to worry about. But for the moment, we're not in the second phase. We're in the first phase, and gotta deal with that first. And he wasn't too much of an issue. Kind of just punch him in the kneecaps, and he easily transformed. And during his transformation, I was able to knock out a good percent of his health. But as I thought of my worry, what was doing some yellow damage, for sometimes does yellow, but now it doesn't always. But either way, it's a significant decrease in damage. But the sure aggression from these weapons really makes all the difference. If they were like any slower, it would be much more of a pain. But they legitimately just speed him down, and he couldn't do a thing about it. So with his ankles broken along with his pride, we move on, grab the King's Ring. Now is when the clip of the buying the stuff was supposed to happen. But whatever. Fire Dragon. This guy. Nobody likes him. I don't like him. So, tried to get a dive bomb kick. Didn't work. So, Hadouken. And we keep moving. The dragon area, just kind of run through it. Nothing much to it. And with nothing much to it, we're finally at the Memory of Jade to fight the Giant Lord. Now, if you remember from the beginning of this video and my chaotic rambling, I said there'll be a boss I kill with the Hadouken alone. Well, besides almost getting killed with the fireball, it's time to do it. Yeah, if you get onto this platform, I'm sure most of you know, he is just incredibly easy. It's not as easy as just shooting arrows at him. It's not easy as, magic spam, but it works. And while this plays out, I want to take a moment to remind you guys to like and subscribe if you're enjoying this video. It takes a lot to do a video, and I'm pretty bad at making it already. So any support or help is, just always appreciated. And yeah, with that, took about a minute, but he was taken down, and we move on. Now, I'm going to emphasize with this boss, I tried to do it legitimately, just me and them, one-on-one fight. It did not work. I did many attempts. Throughout the run, I had been saving human effigies. I had about 20 saved up solely for these guys, because I know I would die a lot. So, I changed strategies a little bit and brought ourselves my favorite shield. Well, not my favorite shield, but it's a good shield. Probably my second favorite. third favorite, forgot about the stamina shields. But favorite shields don't matter right now. What matters is the strat. We go in and walk on this corner, and you hold the shield up. And it takes a while, but eventually the watcher will fall off the cliff. Takes a long while. Because they, for whatever reason, whenever they went for the move, I just was not ready for it. But yeah, you're supposed to wait for that 3-hit combo, then walk around the ledge and let them fall in. Now, some of you may say, like, oh, that's cheating. You didn't kill them with the bone fist. Well, I didn't kill them with any other weapon. Ergo, every enemy I killed with a weapon was with the bone fist. So still legal. Anyways, I fought this guy on a 1v1, got a poise break, and then went to Nishandra. Now, to talk about this run as a whole here, it was actually pretty fun. These were a very unique weapon that I've seen a few times people use, but if you've not used them before, you definitely should. They are not awful, actually. They're quite good. I mean, would a giant sword that poise breaks everybody be better? Yeah. But for a challenge run, if you want to try fist only, these are the weapon, and this is the game to do it. Just beat the life out of everything. Give them the good old 1-2, and I guess the knee counts as a 1-2-3. And yeah, Nishandra was pretty much just a joke. Just kind of sat straight to the side, punch her knee. I'm assuming she has knees. I doubt that she doesn't have any. I'm assuming that's a dress. And with her gone, I wait 500 years, practice the Hadouken a little bit more, and that's it. Thanks for watching the video. As I said earlier, if you would like to, I would appreciate you subscribing and liking. And again, don't forget to leave a comment for the next video. Should I fight the Rotten? Should I fight another boss? Or should I do all 4? What's my challenge run for the next one? Well, because you watched to the end, I'll tell you. My next Dark Souls 2 challenge run will be using the Broken Thief sword. It's like the Broken Sword, but like the Dex version of it. So I'm going to see if it's any good. Yeah, hope you enjoyed. See you next time.